Hi, I'm Phil Monkhouse, Realtor in Houston. Today I'm going over part two of why you might not want to live in Sienna. Last week I did part one. It was pretty clear in the first video. It's still an amazing place to live. Just trying to keep you fully informed. Some of the things the residents complain about, but overall, people might complain, but it's an amazing place to live. It definitely is. But yeah, I just want to show you some of the negatives. So I'll start with traffic. Let's go over what I'm going to do today. Traffic and the improvements that are coming related to that, but traffic is an issue here. The front versus back comparison, there's pros and cons to both. Dealing with the taxes, which can be high in some areas. The newer areas are higher than the older areas. Dealing with the HOA, they're not that bad overall, but there are some complaints. And then dealing with being in an extraterritorial jurisdiction. One day we'll be annexed by Missouri City, probably. Actually, that is the plan. There's always some talk about like us being our own city because the population, I don't know when it's all done. I think it's going to be close to 50,000 or something like that. So I guess it could be its own city, but being annexed by Missouri City is probably going to happen in the future. So just some issues to go along with that. And then I'll just show you some pictures of alligators at the end. People that just move here are kind of surprised, or some people are surprised at how many you actually see around here. Obviously, some people are scared of that, so I'll just show you some pictures for fun. And then school rezoning. I'll probably split that into a second video. See how long this one turns out to be, but I'll do a second quick video on school rezoning because some things just got settled. There's a new high school just outside of Sienna, so some people are staying at Ridge Point High School, and some people are being zoned to the new school outside of Sienna on 521 called Crawford High School starting next year. So I'll go over that rezoning. So yeah, let me start with the traffic stuff. Let me get a picture ready for you here. So this is ongoing mobility improvement work. This is at McKeever. There is a new turn lane going in. I'll show you another picture here. There's a new turn lane going right here. There's a new subdivision behind us. I'll show you in a video in just a second, but let me go to the next picture. So here's the turn lane. It's going to be tiny. See, there's a bridge right here. And this is the amount of room they have to work with the turn lane. So they're about to dig this out. So I'm curious to see how it works, but there's not going to be much room at all. Yeah, not much there. Let me go to the video. So here's the video looking down at McKeever, and so this is a new subdivision that's at the corner of Sienna Parkway and McKeever again, down this road here. New turn lane added here, so that helps a little bit, I guess. We keep going down here. So yeah, Perry Homes, and it's going to be 148 lots total in 2 stages. So 148 new homes in this section over here. And down here where this concrete truck is, there's that's where this subdivision entrance and exit is going to be. Doesn't look like there's going to be anything on McKeever over here, just down off Sienna Parkway. I know there's no light coming here. The city of Missouri City decided one wasn't needed. So McKeever, the turn lane here has always been an issue. Well, there wasn't a turn lane before because of that bridge. Eventually that bridge will probably get replaced to allow more room for a longer turn lane. But this is always a traffic headache right here because people try to turn left here, and when people are coming home from work, then that turns down into one lane and just causes a nightmare. Anyway, I was going to show you. Yeah, I really wish they'd just make no left turns there. Well, they're doing the turn lane, so I guess that's something, but no left turns because you could just drive down here and do a U-turn. But anyway, old news, I guess. So yeah, that's traffic. Well, at least it's an improvement, but that's one of the issues that's happening right now. There's a bunch of other turn lanes going on. I covered them in not my last video, but what did I call it? Sienna update from Johnson Development, January 2023. I went over the turn lanes in that video. What's happening? They're happening right now. So they're happening right now. So let me go into the next traffic thing that's happening longer term. So yeah, in Sienna Park, or in Sienna, here's Sienna Parkway coming down the main road in the neighborhood. Right now it's 2 lanes in either direction. It will eventually be 3 lanes in either direction, but there's no timeline for that. That's a ways in the future. It could really help if it was done now, but it won't be. It'll be a project done by Missouri City when Sienna is annexed in the future. So that's not coming anytime soon. But we come down Sienna Parkway, and right now this section here that takes you out to 521 it goes down to 1 lane in either direction. That is going to take a couple years to be, as they build out this area of Sienna and finish off, then they'll expand Sienna Parkway. So sooner the better for that one as well. So this part is happening, though. This is going to be done by the Texas Department of Transportation from Highway 6 to County Road 56. It's going to be a divided highway, 2 lanes in either direction. So that starts in 2024. I think it's going to take until 2026 to complete, but that's another much needed upgrade around here, just more traffic. Outside of Sienna, there's more neighborhoods being developed off 521 as well. It's going to be a growth area, definitely. So yeah, sooner the better for that. That will definitely help out. Plus, we're getting that new high school. I don't remember. I don't know. I'm not even going to try to point to it because I'll be wrong, but it's over here somewhere. So yeah, we'll have a new high school. Crawford is going to be out here. So yeah, that'll be nice to see that. But again, it's going to take a few years. And then I won't get into it. I covered it pretty well on a video I did a couple weeks ago. Same one I mentioned earlier, the Sienna update from Johnson Development, January 2023. I'll post a link to it so you can check it out if you want. But I go over the Fort Bend Tollway expansion from here, Sienna Parkway to Sienna Ranch, and then in the future where it's going to connect up eventually to the Grand Parkway. So yeah, that's all I got for traffic. All right, so front versus back comparison. So at the front, we have this section here. Wait a minute, right here. This is called Anderson Springs, the village of Anderson Springs. I might be off a little bit on these, but I'm pretty sure I got it right. This is Bees Creek. Oops, Bees Creek down here. Not this little section. That's Waterbrook West, not part of Sienna. Even though the access is off Sienna Parkway. And then down here is Silver Ridge. I don't know. I think this is called Waterbrook East. I'm not sure. And there's another section here. I'm not sure what that's called. But anyway, sorry. This is not part of Sienna, and this is not part of Sienna. But yeah, so Bees Creek is this area. This school here is Billy Baines. And then up here is Avalon. This part and this little section and this part too, I believe. So that would be the front of Sienna, and then you could consider this is Steep Bank West and this is Steep Bank East, and they have an exit on Steep Bank East to get out through McKeever, to get out of Sienna. But and this is kind of, I don't know, this is borderline. Do you call it the front or the back? It's kind of the front for traffic reasons, because like this is where traffic backs up until there's a bridge that goes over the train tracks here. And then this is Scanlon Trace, which is on this side, Waters Lake, and then on this side over here, Shipman's Landing. But traffic really opens up, well, definitely past the bridge, and for sure once you get past Scanlon Trace, that's where your traffic problems usually stop. As far as I know, I don't have to go down there during rush hour that often, but when I do, that seems to be where it opens up. So yeah, the traffic thing is a huge advantage to being at the front. And all the restaurants are going to be up in this area here. And then let me see if I don't even want to try to point these out and get it wrong. But yeah, it's H-E-B is up here. Lots of restaurants over in these areas, and more coming. And then in the back, they don't have much for shopping or restaurants, no grocery store. The closest one would be Harvest Market, which is, I think, right here. I think that would be Harvest Market. It's kind of easy to get lost on this map, but That would be Harvest Market. Like I said, that was Shipman's Landing, Waters Lake. And then down here, Sawmill Lake will be here. This part here is Heritage Park. That's a separate village. I forget what this part is called, the south part, but I think that's a separate village from Sawmill Lake. People tend to call all of this Sawmill Lake, but the Sawmill Lake is just this part here. But yeah, anyway, there is a CVS right here. There is going to be a gas station down here. I showed that again on my other video, the January 2023 Sienna update one. But yeah, other than that, they're really lacking shopping. In the future, there's going to be at the 521 exit, there's going to be a big plaza down here. The Sienna developer said there was going to be a HEB. Again, this was in the Sienna 2022 update, but there's going to be an HEB. I think it's somewhere in this area. People are casting doubt on that one, but it's supposed to happen. Again, no set timeline, but it's not going to be too long from what I hear. So the big advantage though is to be in the south part as well. This is where all the new construction's happening, and this whole section is going to be new construction, plus this section. And you can tell just by even looking at the satellites how much newer this section is by looking at the roads, how white they are still. But anyway, the amenities for Sienna are all going to be in the back. So I'll show you some pictures of those. So this is at the front of Sienna. I'll go over the few amenities that are at the front. This is known as the resort pool in Anderson Springs. This is a really good one for sure. There's like 5 pools in Sienna right now. 3 of them are, I would say, top tier, and the other 2 are just a little bit below that. So yeah, this is one of the good ones, in my opinion. And so yeah, water slides. There's some falling water here, some lily pad things that you can easily fall off, water cannons. This is a good one. Kids have a lot of fun here. So that's at the front. That's good. This is, I just took this picture today, bad weather day, so it doesn't look very, very nice. And it's winter time, so the maintenance, no one's using it, so the maintenance isn't really happening right now. Yeah, this pool, it only gets 4 feet deep here, and it's really shallow in the rest. So that's not a, it's just a good place to bring little kids, but anyone else is going to get bored pretty quick. This is in Steep Bank West, which is right on the border of north and south. I guess you call it North Sienna. I'm not really sure. It's kind of right on the border. And this is the playground that's at the pool. So yeah, that's it for the really good Sienna amenities at the front. Everything else is in the back, and this is a long list. This is Club Sienna, also known as the bucket pool. This bucket fills with water and dumps on you. And then at the same complex, so yeah, here's where we were looking at. It's got all this. It's got slides like the resort pool does too. Lane swimming here. And diving boards. This is where the clubs meet and swim and practice. 8 tennis courts down here. New clubhouse. This is a really nice new building. Amphitheater for community concerts and fireworks. There's a playground here. 1 of 2 lighted courts in Sienna, sand volleyball courts. There's a 3rd one, but it just doesn't have lights. Yeah, and this is where the HOA office is. So that's Club Sienna in Waters Lake. This is in Sawmill Lake. This is the Sawmill Lake Club. Zip line. This is a really cool playground structure. You can see it's, I don't know, almost 3 stories tall. Splash pad. Restrooms over here. Did I say zip line? Zip line over here. There's a dock here. There's going to be a beach. Sorry, not a beach. There's going to be a covered pavilion area over here. There is going to be a beach and another sand volleyball court. I'm not sure exactly where they are just yet. I know the pavilion part's over here. Maybe that's where the rest of it is, but I'm not sure. Here's the pool itself. Really beautiful, kind of more adult type pool. There's no slides or anything like that, and it only gets 5 feet deep, but it's a great place to hang out. Clubhouse with change rooms. Another sand volleyball court with lights, And this is the pool itself, and then the lake behind it. And this is the Sawmill Lake Clubhouse itself. This is the fitness facility here. There's some beautiful meeting rooms over here, and just a main common area with a kitchen facilities in the back. And there's like a barbecue and a fire pit in the back here that you can't see. Fitness center at Sawmill Lake Club. This one has a lot of equipment, but it's small. You can't quite see the weights and stuff are over here. It's very small. There's a yoga, I would call it a yoga room, but like a stretching kind of studio room back in this area. This one is supposed to be expanded, I heard. Hopefully it happens. That one's pretty small. It'd be great if that was expanded. And this is a splash pad down at Sawmill. It's a good one. This is in Brushy Lakes in Shipman's Landing. Again, you can't see all the gym in here, but this one has a lot. A little too much cardio equipment like most gyms, I guess, but it's got everything that you need except for barbells. I used to go to this one a lot, but I just went to a regular gym, Snap Fitness, because I wanted barbell access. It's got the Smith machine over here, but no barbells. It does have dumbbells that go up to 100 pounds, so that's good. They've got some good equipment in there. Well, yeah, this is this is the newer dog park. This is in Heritage Park, which I pointed out earlier. This is in the dog park part. This is the park right beside it. Little splash pad here. And there's like a little soccer play area for kids too. And then here's the dog park area. There's a really big dog park in Kitty Hollow Park across road on Highway 6, on the other side of Highway 6. But this is the dog park in Sienna. So small dogs this side, and then big dogs over here. So that's a welcome addition to Sienna. We finally have a dog park. This is an overview of the stables in Sienna, like pretty rare thing. I don't know of any other community that has its own stables. And then over here is Camp Sienna. I got some more pictures of that. This is in Waters Lake as well. So baseball fields, I think these are the smaller kids baseball fields, and then the bigger softball fields over here is where adults can play. Just an overview. I got to get some better footage of this place, but as you can see, here's the smaller fields where kids play, and then the bigger fields where adults can play. And then what is this? These are 2 turf football fields now. Don't remember what that is. I don't want to get stuck on that. But soccer fields over here. Actually, I think this is a soccer field if I'm not mistaken, too. And these are obviously soccer fields as well. Volleyball court. Yeah, that's a soccer field. Basketball court. And there's some pretty cool trails. There's 2 outlooks onto the Brazos River over here, and some walking trails around. I wish these were deeper. I really do. That'd be great. But they're nice trails to go for a walk. They're just short. And there's a community garden here. That's not really used. Actually, I was just down there the other day. It looks like people are kind of using it, but I wish that was more accessible too. That would be a really great thing to have. But yeah, just a massive complex for people to use. But if you're in the front of Sienna, you have to go to the back for all this stuff. So that's the advantage of looking in or living in the front, living in the back. So yeah, that's it for that. This is an example of taxes in Sienna for a home. So I just picked a random house in Anderson Springs. This tax rate, we just round up to 2.70%, let's say. So that's like right in the middle of Sienna. The lowest tax rate is 2.45%. And the highest tax rate right now is 3.21%. So the only variable, let me show you here. This is the Fort Bend ISD tax. That is, everyone pays that. Everyone pays this. Everyone pays the lid. That's Levy Improvement District to protect us from the Brazos River. So the only variable is your municipal utility district. These are set up to pay down the infrastructure for the water services when the subdivision's set up. So typically the older your area, the less your taxes are going to be. So Steep Bank West, Shipman's Landing, and Waters Lake are all going to be low. lower than this. So what are they at here? Steep Bank is at 0.43% compared to Anderson Springs, which is 0.68%. And this house, it's in the new development section of Sienna. It's all the way up at 1.19%. So difference between the Steep Bank example and this house is 0.76%, which on a $400,000 house works out to an extra $3,000 a year in taxes. So pretty big difference. Over time, that will come down. That goes down pretty quickly. But yeah, that's right now you're paying an extra $3,000 to live in that new area. So a big difference. This tax amount here, this is before homestead exemptions. Now, homestead exemption, I worked it out in an old video I made like 5 years ago, but it only worked out in like a typical Sienna home to be 6% difference. Not nothing, but not as big as people tend to believe, because the Fort Bend ISD, you can only take $25,000 off the value of your home. So your home, instead of $414, is reduced to, well, 25,000 minus that. I won't try to do the math off the top of my head right now. This doesn't take part of the homestead. This doesn't be part of the homestead exemption. This doesn't, and this doesn't. It helps if you're, say, in an annexed area. Like I said, Sienna eventually will be annexed by Missouri City. And then you get to take 20% off the city tax amount typically. So that's where it starts to come into play and help. So yeah, right now Sienna, because we're not annexed by Missouri City, or parts of it are, not the residential areas, but the commercial areas near the front are, and the roads are. So the front section, you can find the maps on the city of Missouri City. I can post a link for those if you really want to know. But so you might see some police coverage by Missouri City, and then the rest of the residential area is covered by the Fort Bend County Police. They're both great. No complaints about either of them, but yeah, that's how it works here. And then the HOA, dealing with them, they're pretty good. The only complaint is the fees. When you sell your house, say you sell a $400,000 house, there's a 0.5% foundation fee paid to the HOA. So you'd pay $2,000 just to sell your house to the HOA when you close. And there's a new fee. It's grandfathered. If you purchase a home before 2019, no one pays it. But if you purchase a home after 2019, or if it's in the new section, if Sawmill or anything south of Sawmill, it's called a capitalization fee. And whatever the HOA fee is for the year, right now it's that's almost $14.50, something like that. You pay that at closing too. So it's negotiable who pays. Typically the seller would pay the foundation fee and the buyer would pay the cap fee, but it's negotiable. Anyway, those fees are, starting to add up to more. So yeah, I'll just show you some, just to end this, the alligators, like I was talking about earlier. So I borrowed all these pics from the one of the Sienna Facebook group pages. Yeah, so I believe these are all from Sienna. Some people, when they come down here, are kind of surprised how many alligators there are. Actually, if you really want to see them, you can find them. So yeah, one of these made its way into someone's pool. And then just around the neighborhood, you can see them. One person claimed, I only seen one comment. Someone said an alligator snapped at them. I've never really heard of that happening. If the alligators for some reason get aggressive, there is a company that comes and removes them and relocates them. But I don't know. They seem to be, if you stay away, they stay away kind of thing. But yeah, just an interesting animal to see. So I believe these are all in Sienna. I could be mistaken, but that's what I hear. That's pretty cool. I know this, I'm pretty sure this is down by Scanlon Oaks Elementary. This is on the opposite side of the road where the school is. That's a common place to see alligators. And yeah, that's it. Let me show you that one more time. I assume this apparently is in Sienna. I can't really recognize this structure, but yeah. So that's about it. that's about it for this week. Next week, I will do a market update for the first quarter, since that's wrapping up. I can get some numbers for that. And I'm also going to do another video. I'm going to try to shoot one about the school rezoning that the boundary lines were just redrawn. It was causing a lot of anxiety for people here. So now it's kind of settled. It's nice to have certainty to know where your kids are going to go to school. And yeah, I'll just go over that one quickly. Thanks for watching. Have a great week.